Hi guys, it's Tinker and welcome back to my channel. So, as you guys see the title, I'm getting a divorce. I don't know what other way to say it. I mean, you guys can clearly read, but I don't even know where to start like that. So, I'll start from the beginning. So I feel like this has been a long journey for me. This has taken a toll on me personally. This has kind of traumatized me, this whole experience of divorce. It's nothing I would wish on my worst enemy. It's not anything pretty. So I'm gonna just start from the beginning. So when I first, met Justin, it was kind of like, it was weird. I've never experienced the experience I experienced with him with any other man. I've never experienced an instant attraction for somebody to the point where I fall in love with them like super fast. I've never experienced that. Our relationship was very fast-paced. Like, we were talking marriage and kids probably 2 weeks in. Like, and it was both on both sides. Like, it really was a fast-paced relationship. I think I mentioned in a previous video how like it was fast too. Like, I don't know how to say this. Like, when I met him, I was very young, wild, free. I was that kind of person, like to have fun. I was very outgoing. I was very funny. That's just who I was. So I felt like as the years have gone by, I've completely lost myself. I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago. And I understand people change over the years, but I felt like my change was not the best type of change. It wasn't like, oh, I don't know how to really explain that, but okay, so I'm gonna come back. My camera kind of died, but so I was talking about the beginning of the relationship. Like, everything seemed fine, everything seemed perfect, like it was kind of, in a sense, too good to be true. Like, all the right words were said to me, all the right things were done, and I just felt like, okay, something told me like, okay, what is the catch? Like, I'm pretty sure anybody would think that, like, okay, what's the catch? What, like, for real? But I didn't think too much into it until like a couple months in, when something happened and it led to us actually breaking up. So during that same time, I found out that I was pregnant. It was about 5 months in dating. I found out I was pregnant with my first child, and me and him were not together. I moved, and I left to go with my grandma. And when I found out I was pregnant, it was a very scary thing, because I never wanted to be like a single mother and having to raise a kid on my own. But my family is very religious. My grandma's like, like, I hope you're not thinking about abortion. That was never the case, though. That was never on my mind. I never wanted to do that. But clearly we were not together, and his mind was the complete opposite. So eventually we got on the same page. We wanted to work it out, and we wanted to fix it, and we wanted to be a family. So we chose to do that. And like, becoming pregnant was very unexpected for me. I didn't want a kid at that time, but when it happened, I was okay with it. I wanted it, and I got so attached to being pregnant and everything. And then it's like 2 months later, like, my whole world got shattered, because I found out I was having I had a miscarriage. That was probably the worst time of my life. I think that's when I really experienced what depression was. Like, I never experienced that before in my life. I was so sad. I was crying all the time. Like, I felt like I was blaming everybody. I was blaming, okay, maybe I ate something. Maybe I ate this fish, or like, like they say fish has like, mercury in it. I was blaming that. I was blaming maybe, I don't know. I was blaming everybody and God, and it was a very hard time for me. And like, months went on, like I said before, we had problems prior to getting pregnant the first time. So like, after I had that miscarriage, we decided, we wanted to to be together. We wanted to work it out still and continue to be together. And we chose to start trying for a baby. We tried for like 6 months. Doing us trying for a second baby, he proposed to me. Okay, so my phone just died, so I'm gonna record on my iPhone because I feel like it's a great camera to record on. So I'm gonna just continue. Where's the camera on here? I think is it here? It's here. Okay, I'll look at the camera. So, like I was saying, after we had that miscarriage, we chose to be together. You know, there was problems in our relationship. There was problems in, we just had problems. Probably common problems that every relationship has, but then something got a little bit deeper where it was like, okay, this is, either we're gonna work through this or we're not gonna like be together, so we could choose. But we got engaged, so we chose to work through everything. So I can't say it's like, what's the word for it? You know how you see red flags and you ignore it? Like, that's what happened a lot of the times. Like, I saw so many red flags in my relationship and this person, and I chose to stay. I chose to continue on this journey with him, and so I can't blame nobody but myself when it comes to that. So, like, I got pregnant. Like I said, I got pregnant. And, so I'm so lost right now. This whole camera change thing just kind of threw me off. But after that happened, we got engaged and we chose to work through everything. Like, we wanted a baby. We were constantly trying. I just started school. We were going to try for a certain amount of time, try for 6 months. And then we ended up actually, in the time we didn't try, we actually got pregnant. So that was probably the happiest time in our relationship, I feel. I feel like that was the best time. Like, my pregnancy, I had a great pregnancy, I think. I think the only thing in my pregnancy that was like kind of different was after having that miscarriage, it made me really afraid of doctor appointments. Like, every appointment, I had extreme high blood pressure. My heart was racing constantly. Like, I got to a point, even like just being at home, I would get a baby monitor and check the heartbeat, make sure the heart was still beating, because I was so paranoid I was going to lose this baby. Like I said, that was a very traumatizing time for me. Like, having that miscarriage, that was really scary. And it was just very hard. And having to miscarry at home was a painful thing. Like, after knowing the baby was already like not here anymore, and having to actually go home and just wait until it happened, you know, that was, I remember the pain. I could just feel, right now, I just feel it so strongly of how that felt for me. And for months, like I said, during that summertime, I was just destroyed completely. That really hurt me. And then, so when I got pregnant again, it was the most happiest time ever, because I really wanted this baby. And it was a lot, because we were planning a wedding while I was pregnant. We really wanted a baby. We were okay with having a baby before we got married. Like, that was our choice. We chose to do that. We chose all of this. So after we had Bergs, and after the wedding is when like things start to like, things were okay actually for a minute, but then it's like things start to go downhill. And I started to experience something like, so I keep mentioning, guys, after my first pregnancy, I was traumatized and I wanted to protect Brooks at all costs. I wanted him to sleep next to me. I wanted him to be close to me every day. I was afraid of anybody to watch him. I didn't want anybody watching him. I was just very like attached to him. And I realized also I was dealing with postpartum depression. I noticed things about my body that weren't right. And my fear was going to the doctor and having to be put on medication. You know, like I feel like nobody wants to be put on medication. I felt like there was a different option. There was an option where I could just heal myself naturally. I read stories of women who dealt with postpartum depression, and they got through it, and they were okay. So that was my thing. Was like, okay, you know what? I can just do this naturally. I can just get over it. Like it'll go away. It'll go away. I explicitly breastfed him. I'm still breastfeeding him now, actually. Like he's 2.5, and I'm about to really stop breastfeeding him. So we're about to start the transition where I stop breastfeeding, and it's gonna probably be hard for him, but he was very attached to me too. Like me and Brooks are like, we're like this. So I feel like my attention a lot of the times were on my son, and I couldn't see what was going on around me, which was like my marriage going downhill. And I kind of blame myself a lot for that. I feel like this was kind of my fault. Like I feel like I should have focused on my marriage and not being so caught up. So I don't know what to do. I didn't know what was right, what was wrong. But I'm a new mother. I was literally lost. Like I felt like I was literally lost, and dealing with postpartum on top of like being a new mother. And after I started to experience those things, I really started to look and see around me what was really going on. And I noticed that my marriage was probably not going so great. And also at the same time, I had just started recording again. I started to get back into the music industry. I started to sing again. I started to write again. And like, I thought that even like, I mean, before, like I said, before I met Justin, I was singing. I was in a group with my brother. We were writing all the time, performing, everything. And that made me honestly, that made me so happy. Like that was who I was. That literally made me happy. So I felt as if, okay, I'm going to get back to what I did before, because I need to find myself again. I need to find out who I am from being a mother and a wife. Like I wanted to be myself again. Like I knew I wasn't who I wanted to be. I was afraid to be me. I was afraid of people's opinions of me. I started to care what people thought of me. And even now I'm trying to like still steer from that. Like I don't want to care what people think of me. It shouldn't matter. And, you know, I would hear things about me and that were not true, and it affected me during that. So after, you know, realizing all that kind of stuff, you know, I was trying to be I feel like I'm literally putting myself for this whole situation right now, and that's not what I need to be doing. So let me just talk about where it went wrong. Because I know you guys are wondering, like, why, how did this happen? You know, like, I don't want rumors starting. I want the truth. I want to tell my story and tell what happened, you know? I'm not going to go into details about literally everything. So, like I said, I was living with postpartum. I was dealing with, like, my body not acting right and trying to heal myself naturally, try to find myself at the same time, try to get back in music. And I'm gonna add this too. I stopped music early on when I met Justin because I felt like he particularly didn't like people I was around, or like, I don't know. When you're with somebody who is insecure and you love them and you know how and you want to make them feel secure, you know, with your relationship, you're going to do whatever it takes. So I literally let music go for a while. I decided to go back to school. I wanted to just do what I thought was right. So around 2018, something happened and I didn't like it. And I decided that, you know, we need to be apart for a second, because it just didn't fly with me. A lot of things that was happening did not fly with me. We're married. That you don't do certain things when you're married. You know, you don't. And that's not even when you're married, but when you're in a relationship with somebody, you just don't do certain things. It rubbed me the wrong way entirely. So I need to just step back for a second and like, okay, this has happened before and it's happening again. So I need to like evaluate the situation. During that time, I feel like it kind of made him feel like I didn't love him. I said some things also, you know, that I didn't mean, so I must admit to that. But I never thought that a month after that happened, I would get divorce papers thrown in my face by the person who serves you, I guess. Like, I was so blindsided. That moment was just very unexpected. I didn't see it coming. Like I said, I was blindsided. And I just didn't know. Even now, this whole situation for me is just, I feel like I'm in a dream right now. Even making this video, I feel like I'm dreaming. Like, is this really my life? Like, did this really happen to me? Like, so after that happened, pretty much, I don't even know where to go from here. We decided to work it out, fix it. You know, we were gonna go to marriage counseling. That never happened. We were gonna do all these things, but at the same time, it's like I was starting my music again. And also he was competing again, and he was so consumed in the gym. And you guys know what comes with the gym, and you know what comes with competing in these kind of fitness competitions. So that happened, and I feel like he wasn't the same person I married anymore. Like, even right now talking about it, I'm getting anxiety just thinking about it. Like, it's just, I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm not here to bash him or bash anything. We both had our mistakes. Last year, literally, like, we were trying to fix our marriage. We were selling our house. We were gonna move, and you know, a lot of things. And also, I'm gonna add to, like, that's kind of why this is the main reason why I decided to make this channel for myself, because I wanted to focus on, you know, not so much of like Tinker and Justin, more like myself. And also I wanted to try to work on my marriage and not have him on the camera, because like he wasn't a person who really liked the camera. We discussed this before on the channel. Not really a camera person, and he felt like this would maybe help him open up more. So that's why we kind of did it. And he obviously did it because he loved me and wanted to make me happy. So that's where that came from. But as months went on, like, things got bad. I saw changes, and I saw, it's like I don't know how to explain this. You guys know the feeling that you get. I know people know, like, your intuition, your gut tells you something's not right, something's going on, there's something deeper, like something is literally taking over at this point. And when it comes to me, I'm not just saying this to be saying it, but like, I always find things out. Like, it never fails. Like, my friends will tell you, like, he will tell you, like, everybody knows, like, I'm very intuitive and I know a lot. And I feel it strongly. I see it. Like, I will dream it before it happens. Like, it's that strong. And for some reason, like, I started to get like really bad dreams of like him stepping out on our marriage. Like, I dreamed that a lot. Like, that was happening a lot throughout the summertime. And at the summertime, so September comes around on the 14th exactly, and I was on my phone, you know, sprint.com, checking the call logs and stuff, checking the bill, whatever, and I saw a number that was dialed. He filed divorce on me back in February of last year. It was his, I saved his divorce lawyer on my phone for a reason, and her name popped up, so I knew, okay, we're at this again. This, you know, I'm not gonna go into detail what happened exactly when I confronted him, but pretty much he didn't love me. So that's just where we're gonna put that at. So I dug deeper, because I was like, there's no way. Like, there's no. Whenever we got married, I walked down the aisle and he was crying. This was real love. Or I thought. So dug deeper into those messages and text logs and call logs, and clearly, you know, you're gonna find what you're looking for, and I found what I was looking for, and I was approached by women, and a lot of stuff went down. It was a time last year, the end of last year, we were trying to work on our marriage, October, November, beginning of December, and there was another woman. And I felt bad for a while. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to like go into detail on anything, because like, I'm still hurt. I'm still healing, and I don't want to just come on here and say things that I shouldn't be saying. So, like I said, there was another woman, and still there is another woman. I just feel like I've been told, like, oh, y'all were not set together. We're married. We were working on our marriage during this time. You know, you stepped out. It's infidelity. You know, like, regardless of the situation, I shouldn't have to feel this way. I shouldn't have to feel like I'm in competition with somebody else. I shouldn't have to feel like an option when I'm your wife. No one should feel like they're an option with anybody they're in a relationship with. Like, if you feel that way, oh girl, it's time to leave. And that's what I did. After I found out for sure what was going on in my marriage, like at the end, like, and I'm gonna just say this because I rumors and things about me that are not true from people and friends. And no, it's not okay. It's not okay for rumors, for people to talk about me who don't know me. During that time, let's say we were trying to fix our marriage, and he was canceling his filing. He was going to cancel the whole divorce. He wanted to go clear his mind on a fishing trip. I was just like, by yourself, you know, like, that's just weird. Here, you know, he's a person who doesn't like people, or he doesn't like to talk a lot, you know. I bookmarked the site, the fishing lodge out here. Well, it's not here. It's somewhere out here in Texas, you know. So I pretty much bookmarked it. First day I checked it to see, okay, let's see. Because, like, the site that shows their guests, like, they post their guests every single day, I guess, doing their fishing and doing whatever they're doing, you know. And I was like, that's not a sign from God, girl. Like, I don't know what is. Like, that was definitely, like, that was what I needed to be done. Because I was fighting for marriage for a long time. The first day I checked that site, the pictures, the gallery, it was him and her. You guys have no idea that day. Like I said, this was a very traumatizing thing for me. I was in a car with my son, and it's like my whole world was seriously crushed. I wanted to drive there. I wanted to drive there. Nothing but God stopped me from going out there, because God knows what could have happened. And I'm just glad that I'm here today, and I'm not, like, going insane, pretty much. It's my whole thing with this whole thing is that, like I said, it wasn't to bash, and it's not to do anything wrong, but like I said, there's a lot of things involved in our relationship, and a lot of things happen. And now, it's just weird. I've never had to experience a situation where I was literally an option. Or, I mean, I never experienced it, but I mean, I could have been, clearly, but I've never actually experienced it, or I felt this way I feel today. This is just weird. Like, when you hear a person talk to you like they're the wife and you're just a nobody, when there's a person questioning everything that you have with your husband, when a woman can sit there seriously and call herself a Christian and question you and laugh at you on a phone call, when the wife is literally in tears, it's sad, man. I've never met a person like that, and it's just, I don't even know what to say. Like, this is a very traumatizing thing for me, and I think what hurts the most is because I found out I was pregnant in November, and to be questioned on my pregnancy, to be questioned even when there's evidence, when there's the test in front of somebody's face, when there's paperwork, when there's proof. Like, why should I have to feel like, why should somebody who's not somebody's wife feel okay, feel validated, feel like she is above me to question me? Like, that's why what in her right mind made her think that was okay to do? It was never okay. It was not okay, and it's still not okay. And it's like, when it comes to my son, I'm not pregnant anymore, clearly. I found out that I was actually miscarrying. The baby heart rate was really low. That was hard for me too, like, having to move, go through a move, going through a divorce, with a 2-year-old, finding out you were pregnant. It's been a long 5 months for me. 6 months now, going on 6 months, but I feel like now I'm stronger. Like, I'm way stronger now from that point. Cried every day. I cried since September. I feel like I was crying every single day. I lost 20 pounds. When it comes to my son, I don't play. Like, I don't play. If somebody is talking about me horribly to people I don't know, to people who are my friends, to me also, she probably may have felt violated because like she was being fed lies. And so I can't put the blame on her completely, because like when you love somebody, you do some crazy stuff. And when somebody's feeding you lies to make them seem as like they're the victim and I'm the villain, what do you expect? Like, even after the fact, even after knowing all the truth, there was lies about me. There's people talking about my family, talking about me, and that hurts. Like, my family, like, no, do not come from my family. I have an amazing family. They've been there for me this entire time. Like, for somebody who doesn't know me to talk about me and my family and spread lies that were told by a person who's trying to play victim as usual, that's what's gonna happen. It's not right. It's not okay. When finding out my son is around a person who I don't approve of, or I don't, I understand, I get it. When you divorce people, and whenever you separate, whenever people who aren't married, who find new love, clearly they're gonna be around somebody. But when a person who has talked about you horribly, it doesn't sit right with me. It does not sit right with me. Respect me, at least respect my wishes when it comes to my son. That's my main thing. When this whole thing, like, respect me and respect my wishes. Like I said, I wouldn't talk too much, but it's like, God, it's like I don't know how to go around a lot of it. I don't know how to go around it. When I met Justin, he was an amazing person. I'm gonna say that. He was an amazing person. He did a lot of things for me, and I appreciate everything he's done for me. But today, it is what it is. And I think now in my life, the hardest part of this all is now I'm going to be a single mother. Like, why I fought so long, even knowing everything I knew, was because I honestly did love him. And on top of that, I wanted to be a family. I wanted my son to see his father and his mother together. I didn't want him to go through the same thing I went through when I was a kid. Like, my mother raised me and my sister and brother by herself. Like, she went through a similar situation, and I just didn't want that to happen to me. So I was trying to prevent it at all costs. And I feel like sometimes I feel like I felt my son. I should have to feel like I felt him because of what happened, and that's what's hurting me the most is right now. It's like feeling like I failed him. I feel like I should have done things differently. But I keep blaming myself for everything. I'm trying not to really get emotional here today because I feel like I've cried too much. I've cried so much. I've cried every single day for 3 months straight. Being told by somebody close to him that I know what love looks like. This isn't love. We had a huge road bump in our marriage, and I thought that we were going to get through this. There was a time when people were around and everything wasn't okay, and you can see that there was problems, but my love for him was always real. You cannot sit here and tell me it was otherwise. His love for me was real, or I thought it was real. For somebody to question my love for somebody and off the base of what you see certain times, you're never around, but when you are around, you may see something. You may see something that doesn't seem right. But I don't go around saying, oh, well, your marriage doesn't look so peachy. Y'all probably aren't in love, because I could literally say that about a lot of people, but I have friends, people go through stuff, people go through things, and Sometimes it may not seem okay, but I never acted like I did not love my husband. And for somebody to say that, for somebody to also question my first pregnancy and ask, are you sure you're the father? You know how that hit with me? Like that really rubbed me the wrong way. To question my loyalty to this man. I've been loyal to him this entire relationship, this entire marriage. The fact that I was questioned from the beginning, from the jump, on my loyalty to him was wild. So wild, man. And I just feel like now, looking back on everything, I should have left the first time everything went down. But love is blind. Love is literally blind. And you do some crazy things for love. Some crazy things. But now, moving forward, I want to just pretty much just share my healing journey with you guys and continue to share my life and tell my story. I feel like I've been mentally abused. I don't know how I'm sitting here right now recording this with a straight face. I was breaking down last night. Like, it's just like, I go through the motions. This is a process. This is a long, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a long journey for me in healing, because some days I'm okay and some days I'm not. I tried to record this day, on the day I wasn't okay, and I needed to record this because a lot of stuff has been happening and I need to become accountable and follow through with what I say I'm going to do. So I'm getting a divorce. I asked God for many signs throughout this whole time, and every time I asked for a sign, he literally gave me the sign. I still kept fighting. And I had my last sign, and I'm just like, what are you fighting for? Like, what are you still trying to hold on to? And there's nothing left to fight for. This is for like the women who are going through probably the same things I'm going through, whether you're married or not. When you see red flags in a person from the jump, please don't ignore it. When somebody shows you who they are, please believe them. I learned a lesson throughout this whole experience, and I don't know. It's been really hard for me. Finally at the point where I need to talk about it and move on with my life and just be myself and find myself again. I lost who I truly was, and now I just want to heal, and I want to become happy again. For this channel, I just plan on, like I said, continuing to share my journey on healing. I want to share my music with you guys still. I want to still do beauty stuff. I want to do a lot. I want to change up what I've done before. I want to just make this therapeutic, in a sense, for women who are dealing with the same thing I'm dealing with. This is experience I've never experienced before. This is something I've never thought would ever happen to me, and it's real. Like, it happens to a lot of people, and I feel like I felt so alone for a long time. I feel like I didn't have anybody. I was talking to a therapist at a time about this. Like, I need you guys right now to get through this. This has been very hard for me. And I thank God for my mother. Like I said, my mom, she has been the one who is constantly giving me all the advice and things to do and things not to do. And she did tell me, don't come on here talking about everything. Okay, and I made sure I kept it cute. Okay, I didn't want to, like I said, spill all the beans and tell everything. We are going through a divorce. I'm here to just speak my truth and tell my story, and hopefully it can help somebody else out there. And just know that you're not alone and that you're gonna get through this. This is life. Shit happens, and it happens. So from now on, I just plan on being 100% with you guys, and open and honest, and never open and honest with myself too. And I pray that you guys do not have to ever experience this. Like I said, I lost myself completely. I don't even know who I am right now. Like, I don't even know. Like, I just hopefully, like, one now I'm going to be fine. I know I'm going to be in a better state. And You know, I just want to be the best mother I can be for my son right now. I want to focus on my career, and just myself and self-love. You know, I want to find happiness within myself, by myself, with my son, and that's it. Like, there's nothing more to it. Not some things that are not so serious. Let's say we're gonna, like I said, I want to start posting on here more often now. Like, I have a lot of free time now. Brooks is in daycare. I think I want to do a Q&A video next. I want to pretty much answer you guys' questions. Nothing related to like what happened, you know. Questions about like how, like, healing and relationships and stuff like that. It's crazy out there. So you guys, I will see you in my next video. And you guys be safe out there, you know, Corona and everything. So please be safe out there and be careful and stay inside if you can. Yeah. I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching and continuing to be a subscriber and being there for me. Don't forget to thumbs this video up, like, share, subscribe, and blessings to you all.
I just wanna dance against the world.
I won't let nobody hold me down.